It's 6:17 p.m. that you've just turned the key in the front door after a long day. And before you can even put your bag down, you hear it. The scrambling paws against hardwood. The tags jingling. The full body wiggle that starts somewhere in your dog's spine and explodes outward like they physically cannot contain what they're feeling. Maybe they jump on you. Maybe they spin in frantic circles. Maybe they grab the nearest toy and shove it into your leg while whining so hard they can barely breathe. And most people look at this moment and think the same thing. My dog is just excited because I'm home. But behavioral neuroscience tells a completely different story. What your dog is doing right now is one of the most biologically complex social behaviors ever observed between two different species. Because the way you greet your dog when you come home doesn't just affect their mood for a few minutes. It changes their nervous system, their stress chemistry, their attachment security. And according to modern canine behavioral science, most owners are accidentally getting it wrong. And most owners have no idea. Let's start with the obvious theory, because it sounds reasonable. People assume dogs go crazy when you come home because they're bored. You were gone all day. Now stimulation has returned. End of story. And on the surface, that explanation makes sense. But here's the problem. If this were only about stimulation, dogs would react the same way to anything interesting entering the house. A robotic vacuum, a delivery driver, another dog, a loud object. But they don't. In fact, researchers at Loránd University in Hungary found that dogs differentiate their owner's return from almost every other environmental event, including food-related stimuli. And think about your dog's options while you're gone. They could sleep in the sun, sit near a window, chew enrichment toys, curl up somewhere warm and isolated. But the second you come home, many dogs abandon all of those comforts instantly to reconnect with you. So why? Why do they keep choosing you? The answer has almost nothing to do with entertainment, and almost everything to do with attachment. Because when your dog greets you at the door, they're engaging in the same attachment-seeking behavior seen in human infants reuniting with caregivers. And this is where it gets deep. In 2013, researchers at the University of Veterinary Medicine Vienna adapted something called the Strange Situation Test for dogs. Originally, this test was created in the 1970s by psychologist Mary Ainsworth to study attachment bonds between mothers and babies. The setup is deceptively simple. A caregiver leaves the room. A stranger enters. Then the caregiver returns. Researchers observe stress behaviors, exploration, heart rate changes, and reunion responses. And what they found in dogs was extraordinary. Dogs consistently used their owners as a secure base, meaning their stress levels dropped and exploratory confidence increased when their person was present. Not just any human, they're human. In some trials, dogs remained significantly more relaxed with owners present, even when food rewards were removed entirely. That matters because it tells us something profound. Your dog's attachment to you is not purely transactional. It's emotional regulation. And the reunion at the front door is one of the strongest expressions of that bond. When your dog launches themselves at you after work, they're performing the single most fundamental behavior in attachment psychology: reconnection after separation. They're not being dramatic. They're telling you, you are my safe place. And there's another layer most people completely miss. The way you respond in those first 30 seconds can either stabilize their nervous system or accidentally intensify emotional dysregulation. Because if you come home matching their energy, loud voice, frantic movements, immediate overstimulation, you can push their arousal state even higher. Behaviorists at Tufts University and the ASPCA have repeatedly warned that highly amplified greetings can reinforce anxious hyperarousal patterns in sensitive dogs, which is why the healthiest greeting is often surprisingly calm. Soft voice, slow movements, gentle touch, grounded energy, not ignoring your dog, regulating them. Because secure attachment doesn't mean emotional chaos. It means emotional safety. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because this isn't just psychology, it's chemistry. In 2015, a landmark study from Asahi University in Japan, led by Dr. Miho Nagasawa, discovered something extraordinary about dogs and humans. The researchers measured oxytocin levels, sometimes called the bonding hormone, in both dogs and owners after periods of mutual gaze and affectionate interaction. And what they found stunned the scientific community. When dogs and owners looked into each other's eyes, both species experienced significant oxytocin increases. Owners showed rises over 300% in some bonding interactions. Dogs showed substantial increases too. And then something even stranger happened. The oxytocin made both sides seek more connection, which triggered even more oxytocin. A biological feedback loop, the same neurochemical loop involved in mother-infant bonding. Now compare that to wolves. The researchers repeated similar social tests with human-raised wolves. The loop barely activated, because this co-evolved specifically between dogs and humans over thousands of years. Not wolves and humans, dogs and humans. Which means your dog greeting you at the door is not random excitement. It's a biologically reinforced attachment ritual shaped through domestication itself. And now think about what happens when you kneel down calmly, speak softly, place a hand on their chest, and let their nervous system settle against yours for 30 uninterrupted seconds. Heart rate slows, cortisol drops, oxytocin rises, safety is restored. This is not sentimentality, it's neurochemistry. So when did this start? The answer is basically from the beginning. Long before cities, before agriculture, before written language. Around 15,000 to 30,000 years ago, certain wolves began lingering near human campsites. Not the most aggressive wolves, the calmer ones, the more socially tolerant ones. Generation after generation, humans unintentionally selected for animals that could read human emotion, tolerate eye contact, and bond socially with people. And eventually something unprecedented happened. A new species emerged. Not wolf, not human, but psychologically intertwined with both. Archaeologists have uncovered burial sites showing humans and dogs interred together more than 14,000 years ago in Bonn Castle, Germany. One puppy discovered there showed evidence of severe illness and prolonged human care during that illness, meaning humans didn't keep dogs alive only because they were useful. They cared for them emotionally. These weren't just working animals. They were family, and modern genetics supports this. Research from institutions, including Harvard University and Uppsala University, has identified domestication-related genetic adaptations associated with hypersocial behavior and human-directed communication in dogs. Your dog isn't doing something unusual when they wait by the door for you. They're doing something that's been selected for across 15 millennia. Now, I want to tell you about a study that nobody talks about because the finding seems impossible at first. Researchers studying co-sleeping between dogs and owners found that dogs frequently disrupt human sleep. Movement, position changes, noise, temperature shifts. Objectively, sleep efficiency often decreases. And yet, almost every participant still reported feeling safer, calmer, and emotionally better when sleeping near their dog. How is that possible? Because psychological safety sometimes matters more than physical optimization. And this makes perfect evolutionary sense. For most of human history, sleeping alone meant vulnerability. But sleeping near bonded others meant protection, shared vigilance, shared warmth, shared nervous system awareness. So maybe your dog isn't ruining your sleep. Maybe they're restoring something more ancient than sleep. And the newest research gets even stranger. In 2024, studies examining heart rate variability, or HRV, found that bonded dogs and owners can exhibit synchronized physiological patterns during relaxed interaction periods. Their stress systems literally begin coordinating. Heart rhythms align. Cortisol patterns shift together. Nervous systems mirror one another. But this only happens within bonded pairs. Strangers don't show the same synchronization. Unfamiliar dogs don't produce the same effect. This only happens when attachment exists, which means greeting your dog after work isn't just emotional comfort. It's a neurological event. Your presence changes their body, and their presence changes yours. There's one last thing I need to tell you, and it might be the most important part of this video. If your dog has greeted you enthusiastically for months or years, and one day they suddenly stop, don't brush it off. Dogs are creatures of habit. When a deeply established attachment behavior disappears overnight, there is always a reason. Sometimes it's environmental, a new pet, a new baby, a schedule shift, household tension, but sometimes it's physical. Pain is one of the earliest causes of greeting reduction, often before limping or visible stiffness appears. And in older dogs, cognitive decline can alter social routines long before owners recognize dementia symptoms. According to studies from the University of California, Davis, canine cognitive dysfunction affects a significant percentage of senior dogs over age 11. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only way they can tell you something is wrong. So pay attention to changes, especially in rituals that once mattered deeply to them. So the next time you come home exhausted and your dog nearly knocks you over trying to reconnect with you at the front door, remember what's actually happening. You're witnessing 15,000 years of evolution, a neurochemical bonding loop no other species shares with us in quite the same way. An attachment system built to mirror the bond between parent and child. And all of it points toward one extraordinary truth. Coming back to you is one of the safest moments in your dog's world, which means the right way to greet your dog isn't bigger. It's calmer, slower, safer, because what they need most in that moment is not excitement. It's regulation. And honestly, the science suggests it might be doing something for you too. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe to Paulur and drop a comment below. I want to know exactly how your dog greets you when you walk through the door. And if you want to understand why your dog follows you into the bathroom like it's a life or death mission, that's the next video. And the science behind it is even stranger than you'd expect.